Hi students, today we are going to continue the same lessons, and in the last video we have done fill in the blanks, true or false, and tick the correct answer. Today we are going to give two examples for each questions. Question number 1, plants that can be grown from roots. Dahlia and carrot. Dahlia's roots we put in the soil to grow the new plant. Same carrot also. Carrot's root we plant to grow new plants. So these are the two examples, Dahlia and carrot. Second question, seeds dispersed by air. Cotton seeds dispersed by air. Same dandelion seeds also dispersed by air. Number 3, seeds dispersed by animals. Guava and tomato. These seeds animals cannot digest. They, through their shit or dung, this seeds will come out of their stomach. So examples, guava, tomato. Seeds dispersed by animals, guava and tomato. These seeds dispersed by animals. Question number 4, plants that can be grown from stem cuttings. In vegetative reproduction we studied that stem cuttings or vegetative part, rose and hibiscus. These plants, if you want to grow a new plant, you have to cut the stem of this hibiscus rose, and then we can grow new plants from their cuttings or vegetative part of these plants. Okay, plants that can be grown from stem cuttings. Example, rose, hibiscus. Give reasons for the following. Coconut trees are mostly found in coastal areas. The reason is coconut trees grow in warm and hot coastal areas of the world. Coconut trees grow in warm and hot coastal areas. Tropical climate is the best for them. Throughout the year, the temperature will be above 18 degrees Celsius. That is tropical climate. So, tropical climate is best for them. They can grow in salt water of the sea. Even in the salt water, coconut trees can grow. Coconut trees' root also need constant wetness. Coconut trees' roots need always wetness. Constant wetness it needs. This is easily available near sea coast. It is easily available near sea coast. That is why coconut trees are mostly found in coastal areas. Coconut trees grow in warm and hot coastal areas. Tropical climate, that is above 18 degrees Celsius throughout the year. The temperature is there, so that is also comfortable for the coconut tree to grow. They can grow in the sea, the salt water, and its roots always need wetness. It's constant wetness it needs, and this is easily available near coastal areas, and that's why coconut trees are mostly found in coastal areas. Second question, seed dispersal is necessary for plants. Seed dispersal is necessary for plants. The reason is, if all the seeds fall and start growing beneath the parent plant, there are some plants, their seeds will fall beneath the parent plant. Then those seeds, example, tulsi. Tulsi's seeds will fall beneath the parent plant or the mother plant, and then it starts growing. So many new plants will grow beneath the parent plant. And then they will be overcrowded. So many seeds are fallen, and then that's why they will be overcrowded. The small plants or the new plants, the young plants grow, then it is overcrowded and they will not be able to get proper sunlight. Remember, these new plants are growing beneath the mother plant. So the sufficient sunlight will not be available there. Then water and other nutrients. So all the new plants or the small plants or young plants are growing beneath the mother plant, and then they won't get sufficient water and nutrients because too many young plants are growing. So it is not sufficient for them, the nutrients and water, and therefore seed dispersal is necessary for plants. Okay, if all the seeds fall and start growing beneath the parent plant, then what happens? They will be overcrowded. Number one is they will be overcrowded and they will not be able to get proper sunlight, then water and other nutrients. So seed dispersal is necessary for plants. Example I said 2C. Number 3, pollination is important before fertilization. Pollination is an important part of sexual reproduction in plants. We already studied that pollination is an important part of sexual reproduction in plants. There are 3 important steps in sexual reproduction. The first one is pollination. After pollination, fertilization. Then the fruit and the seed formation. So the first thing is pollination. Then only fertilization takes place. So without pollination there is no fertilization. Okay. So pollination is an important part of sexual reproduction in plants. It is a process by which pollen grains are transferred to the stigma. We studied that from anther, pollen grains transferred to stigma, so that the male gamete produced in the pollen can fuse with the female gamete inside the ovary. Once it goes to the stigma or once it is transferred to stigma, then the pollen grain starts germinating and then a tube-like structure grows downwards to the style, and then through that tube the male gamete passes and then comes to the ovary. Inside the ovary, ovule is there. Inside the ovule there is female gamete. There it fuses with female gamete and then the fertilization takes place. That is what we studied. So pollination is important before fertilization. All seeds do not grow into new plants. Some seeds are eaten up by birds like guava. These fruits are eaten by birds. Night, bad birds comes and eat the fruits. Then insects. Some insects will eat. Okay, some fruit seeds are eaten up by birds and insects. Some seeds get destroyed by rain or wind. Some seeds do not get sufficient air, water or warmth to grow. We know that seeds to grow, sufficient air should be there and sunlight should be there. Then it should be in proper soil. If it is, if the seed is fallen or dispersed on a rock or a hard stone, then it won't grow. It will die off. And some seeds are eaten by birds and insects. So all the seeds will not grow into a new plant. That is what it says here. Some seeds are eaten up by birds and insects. Some seeds get destroyed by rain or wind. Some seeds do not get sufficient air, water or warmth to grow. With this, give reasons for over. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. What is sexual reproduction? The formation of new plant through the fusion of male and female gametes is called sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, we learned that the male gamete which is present in the pollen grains starts germinating in stigma, and then a tube-like thing grows downwards, okay, and then through that tube the male gamete passes and comes to the ovary. Inside the ovary there is ovule, inside the ovule there is female gamete. There the male gamete fuses with the female gamete and then fertilization takes place or the sexual reproduction takes place. So that is what says here, the formation of new plant through the fusion of male and female gamete is called the sexual reproduction. Question number 2. What are the 3 major steps which involve in sexual reproduction? We studied that there are 3 major steps involved in sexual reproduction in a plant. That is, number 1 pollination, number 2 fertilization, number 3 fruit and seed formation. What is fertilization? The fusion of the male gamete with the female gamete is called fertilization. The fusion of male gamete with the female gamete is called fertilization. Question number 4. Explain the process of fertilization. Pollen grains germinate on the stigma and pollen tube develop. Okay, pollen grains, once it transferred to the stigma, then what happens? Pollen tubes develop. And these pollen tubes grow downwards into the style. Then the pollen tubes carry the male gametes. That is the first step. On the stigma, this pollen tubes develops. Okay, pollen grains germinate and pollen tubes develop there on the stigma. Then these pollen tubes grow downwards into the style. Then these pollen tubes carry the male gamete. That is the first thing happen in the fertilization. We saw the first step. Second step is pollen tubes carrying male gametes enters the ovule where the egg cell is present. Male gametes are carried through the pollen tube and then it enters the ovule where the egg cell is present. Third point. Finally, the male gamete fuses with the female gamete. After it comes to the ovule where the egg cell or the female gamete is present, there the male gamete fuses with the female gamete. This completes the process of fertilization. 5. What are the changes occur in a flower after fertilization? After fertilization, there are some changes takes place in a flower. Let's see. The flower loses its bright color. The first thing that the flower loses its bright color. The color will go off. The color fade off. Second thing, the sepals, petals and stamens fall off. After color goes off, then sepals, petals and stamens fall off. Then the ovary increases in size and becomes a fruit. Ovary increases in size and it becomes fruit. And this ovary wall becomes fruit wall. After that, inside the ovary there is ovule. That ovule develops into seeds. First thing, flower loses its color. Second thing, sepals, petals and stamens fall off. Then ovary start increasing in size and it becomes fruit. Ovary wall become fruit wall, and then inside the ovary there is ovule. That ovule develops into seeds. are the 4 agents of dispersal of seeds. The 4 agents of dispersal of seeds are wind or air, water, animals and explosion. These are the 4 agents of dispersal of seeds. Question number 7. Describe dispersal of seeds through water and air. How seeds disperse through water and air. First point, dispersal of seeds through water. Let us answer first how seeds disperse through water. Seeds of some plants, some of the plant seeds float on water. Example, coconut. So these seeds float on water and thus dispersed by water. It is floating on the water. It floats on water and then because of the waves it keep moving and then that is how seeds disperse from one place to another. Example, cotton. And now dispersal of seeds through air. Seeds of some plants are lightweight and some hair-like or wing-like structures are present on them. Such seeds float on air and are thus dispersed by wind. You know, some of the plant seeds, they have hair-like structure or wing-like structure on them, and then they are lightweight. So it is easy for the air to carry, or it is easy for them to float on air, and the wind can carry or the air can carry from one place to other place and disperse the seeds. That is what it says. Seeds of some plants are lightweight and some hair-like or wing-like structures are present on them. Such seeds float on air and are thus dispersed by wind. Example, maple seed. Okay. Number 8. What are spores? Tiny seed-like structures found in some lower plants that produce new plants. Example, moss and fern. These plants, they have no flower, fruit or seeds. On their leaves, there are tiny seed-like structure on their leaves. These grow or these produce new plants from this seed-like structure that is called spores. From these spores, the new plants grows. With this, answer the following questions are over. Now, there are some diagrams in this lesson. Number 1, life cycle of plant that you can draw. The second one is the process of fertilization. First diagram you can draw is life cycle of a plant. Then second one is process of fertilization. If you draw those diagrams, you will understand better. That's always good to draw. So with this lesson complete, and then if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Press the bell icon to stay tuned.